fellow Amazonians, Southern Cameroonians, I just want to welcome you again for a time we're going to spend together. Today is some good spring weather, and I decided to come outside and really relax as I talk to my people. Freedom fighters, people who have this fight in the heart, people who don't sleep like me, people who are thinking and doing everything within their powers to make sure that we have our independence. And we can't close our eyes when we see things that are wrong. Because our success depends on not just doing what is right, but make sure that we stop what is wrong. For a farmer to say that my duty is just to sow, and I don't care whatever pesticides, whoever is coming to tamper with what I've sown, all I have to do is just to sow. I just keep planting. That would be a foolish farmer, isn't it? So I welcome you. I want you to share, invite some more people to join us. Probably give you the next 2 minutes before I start. God bless you. God bless you. I want to acknowledge you. I see Celestine Rwanda. Hi to you. Leslie Mbong, hi. And Jeanette, hi. I hope those are your actual names. I want to start on a good note this moment. I don't want to come whining and on negative things. I want to talk about the recent second caucus meeting of CACUF. I hail them for everything they did. It was a step that we had prayed for, and I had mobilized a long time to see. So it was my singular pleasure to see it happen, and to realize that more leaders decided to join the caucus this time. That was seriousness. It's the right step in the right direction. I want to congratulate all those who were given up positions of responsibility, who were are not afraid to put their faces and their names out there, and are going to eventually make the needed sacrifices for us to make progress towards a restoration of our independence. It was not just a show of names or a show of solidarity, but it was a team. It's an assignment. It's something a job that needs to be done. I hope that God will give them grace, the wisdom, and all that they need to make the sacrifice that we all need to see happen, so that we get our independence sooner than later. So, as I always told you, the beginning of a thing is never perfect, but if you don't take the side of destruction, or you don't take the pessimistic approach to it, it will only get better, especially when the intentions are good. Even God, when God created the earth, the Bible says it was without form and void. That was the beginning. In the beginning, when God created, the Bible says it was without form and void. Even God, in the beginning, it wasn't all good and very good. It was without form and a void. But the Spirit of God came upon that which God had started creating, and He made it perfect. So the Spirit of God comes in to perfect what God has started doing. So that is even today the same thing. As we allow the Spirit of God, who comes to us in form of wisdom. As we apply wisdom to that which we have started putting in place, we shall attain to perfection. In fact, the ideal that we all hope for. So I congratulate the leadership of SCACUF and all the organizations. I want to congratulate AGC. I want to congratulate SCNC and all the factions that came together. I want to congratulate Morris, the consortium, for coming together to make this happen. And then I also heard about the plan to elect or an interim government next month, which I always desire to call an authority. That's still a good direction. That's still in the right direction. I hope that the same unity that has been manifested will continue, so that we have a government that is not contested, and that lest the fight inside become greater than the fight against our enemy. So yes, SCYL, I hope they were also there. I don't know what I read, but I know they are all in the same direction, since they work in collaboration with AGC. So I think we are all in this. So let's give builders a chance to make perfect what they have started, because as if their intentions are good, they will attain to perfection. If God needed time to make perfect that which He started doing, then let's give this time to people to do so. So I congratulate everybody. So one of the decisions was the launching of the SCBC, the Southern Cameroon. The announcement, it wasn't even the launching, it was the announcement that there's going to be a Southern Cameroon Broadcasting Corporation by SCACUF, by the platform of the United Front. They said they want to launch in as soon as possible the Southern Cameroon Broadcasting Corporation. What a lofty idea. That's what we should be talking about. All the Facebook warriors, all the activists, and all those who say they are soldiers or generals, it is time for us to go on air and publicize that which makes sense, that which will encourage our people on the ground. We need that Southern Cameroon Broadcasting Corporation. This is not to say that other broadcasting corporations, other communication, online communication groups, bloggers, or organizations are not appreciated. You know, I see that with the means that we can bring together through our United Front, we can have it. We can have a Southern Cameroon Broadcasting Corporation, which should not only be an online television station, but we should be able to broadcast live on satellite. Which means that our people will be able to access it with or without internet. And also, our people back home, they should be able to have a radio station called Southern Cameroon Broadcasting Corporation, because La République will not stop the people from having radio sets or receivers. So this is how to continue the fight with or without internet. So that's why I congratulate. I am very, very happy for this idea. All those of you who are making your contributions to SCACUF, to the United Front, make sure you do so. You even double the amount. Do so as quickly as possible, so that these things are not just ideas, but that they are actually implemented, because they will make a whole lot of a difference in this struggle. When the taxi man can just tune a station and say, this is Southern Cameroon Broadcasting Corporation, what would the BIR and the gendarmes and the police do? What would they do? Would they tell them that, hey, Put off that radio. Any taxi that has a radio station that is tuned to this, we shall impound it. What will they do? They won't. They won't have anything to do. Will they walk from house to see whose television is tuned to the Southern Cameroon Broadcasting Corporation? No. So that is how to break this barrier of lack of internet so that our communications can get directly to them. We shall talk to them in Mungaka. We shall talk to them in Bakwere. We shall talk to them in Bayange. We shall talk to them in different languages. We shall speak to the people. We shall address the issues. We shall be able to engage debates on this issue, enlighten our people, so that with or without internet, the people are enlightened, the children are enlightened. And it is difficult for you to win a struggle when the people become so enlightened. Because propaganda and manipulation will not easily succeed anymore. So, a luta continua. Let that idea take roots immediately. This is a way forward. Some people are asking me, what's the way forward? What's the way forward? Can you just contribute to the SCACU fund right now as I'm talking to you? You can even take off now and go and make a contribution and come back here. Because we need the Southern Cameroon Broadcasting Corporation to go operational. I mean now, we need it now. Some of the things we are saying now to you will be broadcasted live to them on radio sets and receivers all over, from Ekona to Oku to Menchum to Akwaya. They will be hearing us talking to them from their radio sets. That will be a revolution. No bill, no amount of bills can stop the people from owning radio receivers. So please, let's contribute and make it possible. If BBC and VOA and the Radio France International can broadcast to our people, and they have some of the best FM stations, and they don't seem to have any antennas around the country, that we need that technology so that we can reach our people as soon as possible. That's the way forward. And so I also want to talk about the lawyers. The president of the bar, that man supposed to be from the Western Province, who is presently the president of the Bar Association of La République. I read the statement that he made calling for the lawyers to go back to court. I'm not a lawyer. Barrister Bobga gave a learned man's reply to that stupidity. To that stupid statement that he made. And I also noticed that he didn't do that on his own. Probably he was on a mission by La République to co-opt some lawyers who can side him to make that statement that they want to go back to court. Because the way it was written, it was as if there was a meeting that took place in Boya, another one that took place in Bamenda, and he was authorized to negotiate with the government for the release of our brothers, and then in prison, and all our detainees in prison. And then the lawyers should go back to court on the 2nd of May. I know I'm saying this late when it has since when it happened, but you all know that you cannot call off a strike that you did not call in the first place. You did not call up a strike. You cannot call off a strike. And we don't trust you. We don't trust the government. If the government does not want to talk to us, they want to talk to an intermediary. You only use an intermediary when you don't have access to the people. Our brothers, the lawyers, Barrister Kongo Mbala is still in prison. He's a lawyer. He's a leader among lawyers. Then you want to address the issue of lawyers, the same issue that caused his arrest in the first place. And then you leave him in prison, and then you gather some lawyers from I don't know where, and you want to talk to us, La République. You want to address our issue by proxy, through somebody. That is stupid. that person has no legitimacy, therefore nobody can obey him. These people are dumb. You don't send a messenger that has no credibility to represent you. That is how all the messengers they have sent, including Mosonge and all the people that they sent, they failed because these people lack credibility. So even if they are coming for real, even if they are genuine in their mind, in heart, even if your message is good, if you use the wrong intermediary, the message will be rejected. So it is stupid. It doesn't make no sense on the planet Earth. They send whether it's Kamye or is it Kamga, whoever they call him, to come and say that he is the one calling off the strike. He did not call the strike. What did he do? What has he done up to now for those lawyers? And it is not only Barrister Kogo, there are many, some on exile. Lives and families have been destroyed. What has he said about that? He's just calling off the strike. So I know my Southern Cameroonian lawyers are very intelligent. Very intelligent, very intelligent. So they have Barrister Yambe gave an opinion on that, and that was solid. I think we all know where we stand. But what I want to emphasize is to the man on the street, for we are all in this together. When we know what the people want and where the leaders of this struggle stand, we need enforcement. Barrister Yambe and other leaders of this movement have made their stance concerning the return of the lawyers to court. That is the law of the land now. Whoever is going contrary to that, we must be able to enforce our laws against them, period. Any chamber that want to go contrary to the law of the land, as has been proclaimed by the leaders of this struggle, has to be penalized. Has to be penalized. So you let the enforcement network begin to learn to enforce the law of the land, which is what the leaders of the struggle have proclaimed. That's the law of the land. Some people will go on Facebook and begin to announce how schools are reopening and life is going back to normal, as if that's some good news. You know, in every struggle, as I told you, there are two kinds of struggles we are involved in now. There is the psychological struggle and the physical struggle. There is a psychological warfare and then the physical warfare. Sometimes some wars are won psychologically. They are not necessarily won physically. They are won physically after. That means, for example, if you defeat a man in his mind, you will eventually defeat that person physically. So that's how the military operates. Before they do something, they spread propaganda, they send flyers all over the place, they proclaim things on the TV, they send communiques. All that is to defeat the enemy before they come. So during wartime, at the battlefront, information is managed in such a way that it doesn't bring discouragement to the forces. Because you can be winning the war and somebody is only spreading information how you are losing. Do you know what that does? It discourages the morale. It discourages the morale of the soldiers, those at the forefront. And it discourages those who are giving their support to the struggle. So when you are on Facebook and you go there, you know one thing, that the information you give out concerning the struggle will either encourage the people to fight on, or will discourage the people and tell them there's no need to fight, we are losing. That is why we need an army of propagandists, people that can go there, out there and just tell the story as they know it. And make sure that you filter the information you give. All this while, we have had black legs, right? We have had people who were trying to go to school. We have had people who were trying to open their shops, We had people who have been trying to do one thing or the other to undermine the struggle. But when we come on air, is that what we make it as the news? You don't make that the news. When you make that the news, it means you want to, what do you want to achieve when you make that the news? Instead of coming up and say, that must stop, mobilizing the enforcers on the ground to make sure that that does not happen. But you are telling them how this one is failing, that one is failing, the other one too is failing, taxis are working, this one is failing, and that is your news. What do you want to achieve by that? Indirectly, you are telling the people, it is all failing, let's all stop fighting, it is over. That means you are on a mission to stop the struggle, to frustrate the struggle. So the news you chose to spread concerning the front line, concerning the happenings in the front line, will tell us what you expect as the outcome. What you expect as the outcome. Or what are your prayerful wishes to be the outcome of the struggle. You know, once we used to, it's not today that some people have tried to undermine the struggle. It's not today. But what did we do? When some people tried to undermine the ghost towns, what did we do? Did we go down and say, oh, we mention all the towns that a ghost town is not effective and we end the news there? No. We have told the people, and the next day, because we gave direction, the next day, the story changed. So, CPDM are holding rallies, and therefore we are failing. That's the news. That's the news. But you stand for our independence. You want us to succeed. That's your news. The CPDM have always been there. They have always had their rallies. Maybe it was not reported because they did not have enough reporters online to report. They have always been there. But I want to tell you that we are where we are despite what they have tried to do. They gave motions for support last time, but the struggle is still on. That's the news that is important. The news that is important is that eto'o is trembling right now. Let me tell you the truth. Eto'o is trembling. Imagine what the United Nations envoy, his visit in Yaoundé, where he made a tour of a diplomatic tour as never seen, to the U.S. Embassy, to various embassies, to the prison, to eto'o, and gave them ultimatums concerning the release of our people in prison. That is news. That is real news. That's real news. They are trembling. Even though they will make a statement, oh, we cannot succumb to federalism, it's our own choice, our parliamentarians will make that determination, and so on. They are sweating under their pants. They did not think that at any time this world body will come and tell them what to do and what not to do. And remember, during a press conference, you don't hear everything. There are things that are supposed to be classified. When you are putting pressure on any leader, you give him a way of escape. In diplomacy, that's what happens. When they put you under pressure, they leave you with a room of escape. Because they cannot say everything they have told you. Because sometimes all the leader they are pressuring needs is for him to be able to make a decision so that his people will think that he is making a free will decision. They will not think that he is succumbing to pressure and thereby appearing to be weak before his people. Because so when they come to a press conference, they say some things that are just for the people. But behind, they have told the person exactly what they want. And they give him a room to maneuver and come out of that corner. Now the room they give Biya is to give him the opportunity to decide as if it is his decision. But they have given him ultimatums. They have told him exactly where this struggle lies and what he should expect next if he continues to oppress the people of Southern Cameroon. That is what is done in diplomacy. So, I want also the SDF people to know that we are still calling for all the parliamentarians to come back to Southern Cameroon in the spirit of Ndeli and his team of parliamentarians in the East House of Assembly. We are calling them to come back to Southern Cameroon. It is manipulation, it's selfish for you to say, what about this other parliamentarian? What about this parliamentarian? This struggle is personal. It's personal. I am not doing what I'm doing because my neighbor is doing what he is doing. No. It's a matter of my conviction. So don't begin to say, what about Philemon, Prime Minister? What about these representatives that were, or those appointees of La Republique? What about them? No. You, parliamentarian, you are the one. It is your part. You fail to play your part. Honorable Wilbur played his part towards our restoration of our independence. What part have you played? Stop talking about the other person. Stop talking about the other parliamentarians and those other ones. Every one of you who steps down carries our struggle further, one step further. That's what is important. Don't begin to say, what if I will resign? What about this, the CPD and parliamentarians? So what? If we were taught like that, he would not have escaped. He would have changed his mind. He would have just simply gone back and said, I'm sorry, I'm back, and now it's okay. And he would have stayed in power and to earn the money. So stop giving those. We shall hold you accountable, every parliamentarian. You know? We shall hold you accountable for any excuse you give other than stepping down and resigning. We shall hold you accountable. Every people, those who are spreading the messages through text messages, remember to tell them, we shall hold them accountable. We shall hold them accountable. Whether we win or we fail, we shall hold them accountable for what role they played and they failed to play. And right now, the most important thing we need from you, Mr. Frundi, and all the parliamentarians, and Mr. Musonge, you are not even elected, you are appointed, so I don't care about you. I'm talking about people like Mula, Mbela, Moki Charles, and all of you. We shall hold you accountable. We shall hold you accountable. You think that people's lives are on the line for a struggle? For them, it is life or death. And you have something in your hand that they know that if you used it, their problem will be solved. And you are not giving it up. And you want them to fail and then go to bed and sleep. We shall hold you accountable. Just know. Every parliamentarian that will listen to me, because some of you, I don't know, you will listen to me. We shall hold you accountable. We shall hold you all accountable for what you failed to do for us at this time. Pulling out of that witchcraft glass house and going back to Boya. At this time when we really need that as part of our diplomatic offensive, as to a clear sign of our declaration of our separation. If you refuse to do it, and for any reason, we shall hold you accountable. We have given you deadlines. Don't take them as a joke. Let me tell you, you have something to fight for. The people who are fighting now have lost everything. Okay? You don't know that? They have lost everything. And so they are not afraid to die. They are not even afraid to do whatever. So, don't play with a person who has lost any reason to live for. because you have refused to give him a reason to leave. They will hold you accountable, period. They don't even need to be mobilized. This thing is bubbling like this. It's getting to the place where the population will arise. They will not arise against La Republique. They will arise against you that is seated in a place and in a position who should have made it easier and possible for them to be free, and you did not. And you think they will just go and sleep and say it's over? No. That's the song. Shall be holding you accountable. That's the truth. So let me say something about some people are asking, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What do you want us to do? What's the next thing to do? What have we been doing? What have we been doing? When somebody wants to make you feel as nothing, as doing nothing, will ask you, what are you doing for this struggle? Some people even ask that, my page asks me, what are you doing for this struggle? What am I doing? This is what I'm doing. Because I'm talking, I'm expressing my mind, I put my face. Some people who ask me that question, they don't even have the guts to publish their real names. They use fake names, and they talk against somebody who has put his face, his life, his career, his destiny on the line. And they don't even have the guts to put their real names so that everybody will see them and their real faces. They have faces of girls and women. That's why many people send me those invite. They want me to be their friend on Facebook. You know why I reject so many? Somebody asked me, say, why do you reject? I reject so many because some are so fake to a point where I don't know if they are human beings. And I don't accept that. I want to talk to some real people. Have some gods. Use some names that are your name. You think there is any going back? There's only one way on this train. We are going to win our victory, get our victory, or we all die. If you are hiding behind some fake names and fake profiles, I'm sorry for you. I don't know. You are in the wrong struggle. What is the way forward? What have we been doing? Let me summarize it for you. All we have been doing is putting pressure on the government because we have not taken the military options yet. We have not taken to any military option. What is the next, the way forward? More pressure on La Republique. That's it. When we demonstrate, when we organize sit-down strikes, when we what we call ghost town, when we organize a lawsuit or lawsuits against La Republique, what are we doing? We are just adding pressure on pressure. When we are calling parliamentarians to resign, what are we doing? We are adding pressure on pressure. We are adding pressure. When we go on diplomatic fronts and we knock the powerhouses that rule the world, and some doors are open and we go inside, we talk and we negotiate. What are we trying to do? We are adding pressure on La Republique. That is what we are doing. That is what, if you say we are not doing anything because we are adding that pressure, that is what will make United Nations to go to Cameroon 3 times in 1 month. That is called pressure. It has never happened like this before to that regime. What they are seeing, they have never seen it before in 55 years. So it is pressure that will move an unwilling person to do the right thing. And the pressure must come from all angles. The psychological effect of the self-defense initiative is pressure on the government. We have never intended to win this struggle by war. But that whatever efforts and initiatives are going on in this direction are a pressure on the government. And those who are stakeholders, who have interest in this, they are under pressure. The lawsuits bring the government under another kind of pressure. The strike actions, the civil disobedience is nothing but pressure on the government. So let me tell you something. We are fighting a proxy war with France, okay? La République are just representing France and some multinationals in this struggle against us. It's a proxy war. So how do you fight a proxy war? You must take the fight to the real origin of the fight, of the warfare, to the real source of the warfare. The multinationals and France, they are the real people fighting us, and La République as a proxy. So now, the Skakouf Law Initiative, if properly organized, will target the source, not just the proxy. The proxy and the source at the same time. You know, the truth is that these companies that are exploiting our resources, they are the ones behind the scene of our struggles against us. They don't want us to succeed. They want the country to remain as it is so that they will get what they get. Now, it's only Skakouf that can win a proxy war, because we cannot go and start bombing their offices in France and in America. Can we? We cannot do anything to the government of France with our hands, can we? We cannot do anything against the group Bolloré with our fists, can we? No. But Skakouf Law Initiative, when it is properly targeted, we can bring down Elf and Total and the group Bolloré and all those who are exploiting timber and our gold in Bafaka and our resources in the Northwest. All those that are doing that, we can bring them on their knees. This is not a La République court. They will be held accountable. They will come to court. We shall obtain a judgment. And in the European law or the American law, that judgment shall be enforced. And if the judgment is enforced, now, these people are under pressure. They will call their proxy regime in Yaoundé and tell them, what else can we do to stop all this? If they are under pressure, they will change the game, the rules of the game. They will instruct their proxy to do otherwise. We are fighting a proxy war. It is only the lawyers and the lobbyists that can help us to win a proxy war. So all those people who are coming to say, all we need is self-defense, let the people go and sit down. You don't understand the dynamics of our struggle. We need all of the above strategies. We need them. And we need them quickly. Some people talk. They are still to make their donations. They are waiting for the next paycheck. Give a donation, not just a donation, but make a monthly commitment with your donation to make these things happen right now. And then I also want to clarify this before I make my exit. There is nothing like I stand for federation and independence. That's a confused statement. I stand for a yes and a no. That's a confused statement. You cannot stand for independence and federation at the same time. How? How? That is confusion. You stand for one or the other. Don't confuse people. If you stand for federation, first of all, the strategy to get to a federation are different from the strategies to get the restoration of our independence. So how can you say you stand for the two? Okay, let me say this. The road to go to DC is different from the road to go to Los Angeles. You cannot say, I am going to Los Angeles and DC. It's not possible. You are either going to DC to Washington, D.C., or you are going to Los Angeles, because the roads are different. Let me help you. If you say you stand for a federation, what is the way, what will you use? What is the method you will use to get to a federation? If your desire is a federation, you don't need self-defense. You don't need a lawsuit against France, or the companies that are exploiting our resources. You don't need that. If your desire is a federation, all you need is let us intensify the strikes and the civil disobedience until Bia will see the need for us to talk, and then we go to the talks and negotiate for the form of government. Because in a federation, if your desire is federation, you don't need diplomatic pressure, because no other countries cannot intervene to help you to get a federation, because federation is an internal affair of Cameroon, of the country that is involved. So your strategies for a federation are different from your strategies for independence. So you cannot say, I stand for the two. That's confusion. You are either confused or you are trying to confuse some people. Because the strategy to get independence is different from the strategy to get to the restoration of your independence. The strategy for a federation is different. Because federation has no need for diplomatic. In fact, marching, if you say you stand for federation, marching in the United Nations is nonsense. Marching before the Commonwealth is nonsense. Marching in Washington, D.C., or going to the White House to make your is nonsense. Because marching even in France, in Élysée, is nonsense. Because according to international law, that is now not somebody's idea. According to the international law, none of these countries can intervene in an internal affair of La République to tell them we want this form of government in Cameroon, change from unitary system to a federal system. No. Even the United Nations cannot do that. Now, if you say you want restoration of independence, because we already had independence, you have an argument that we already attained self-government, which was interchangeable with independence from the resolutions that decided on the plebiscite. Now, so you have an argument. That argument is where? In the United Nations. If you want restoration of independence, then your argument is that we are still a trust territory. We are still a UN trust territory, because we're supposed to be, the mandate was going to end when we united, when we were united with either Nigeria or La République, when we succeeded to join Nigeria or La République. That is when the mandate of the British was supposed to end. Okay, you and I know that the joining did not take place. The joining did not take place. The plebiscite was a mere intention. Resolution 1608 required us to follow a process and have a treaty of union that will really bring the two countries into one. That did not happen. So, as a UN trust territory, we did not succeed to join. Therefore, the British mandate as our trustees did not end. It was supposed to end on the 1st of October if the joining had really taken place. It did not. So you make an argument. That argument is what? That argument is towards restoration. Therefore, the United Nations can go there on the strength of those arguments and say, UK, come, you Britain, come and finish your unfinished assignment. You were supposed to get these people joined together before your mandate comes to an end. Your mandate has not ended. Come and complete your mandate. And now, right now, the people's will be considered. So what do you want? Then we tell them we want restoration of our independence. What they will do is just present our papers to the UN General Assembly for us to be admitted as the newest member of the United Nations. That argument can be done when we are aiming at the restoration of our independence. We can do that in Britain. We can do that in New York. We can do that in DC. We can take it to all the capitals of the world. Then you don't need that if you are talking of federation. How can you say you stand for federation and stand for independence at the same time? That's confusion. It is a confusion, and it is a language of Confucianists. You better stand for one, and let us know you, so that we don't confuse our strategies. If you say you stand for federation, because you say federation when it is convenient to say federation. When you find yourself in the midst of independence, say, I also stand for independence. So that to silence the mouth of everybody, so that nobody will be able to criticize you, since you stand for both. It doesn't make sense, because what your strategies will define you. So, I just want to give you, wanted to give you this talk to talk with you and get some of your questions. Do I still have some time? Let me see if I have any comments here I can comment on before I leave you. Yeah. Yeah, we leave that comment to be on its own. But let me tell you that you know why the sea is surviving? Is that it has a natural way of purging itself. You know how much waste goes into the sea annually? I'm not a scientist, I don't have the statistics, but the sea has a way of naturally purging itself of every filth that gets into it. That's why it's still a place we can go to. And I believe that this movement is like the sea. It will purge itself of every filth, whatever will make it to fail. It will purge itself of it. The people are not dumb. They are watching. That's why what the things I say here, I know they will live in the digital space for thousands of years, even after this struggle is over. And some of us will be measured by the things we said and the things we did not say. So I don't mind. This movement has its natural way of purging itself of the elements that will try to bring it down. So I leave it to God. Yes, the two states came together under a mere intention to unite. There is a difference between a plebiscite and a referendum. A plebiscite is just a mere consultation of opinion. But a referendum is an act of it is an act of law. When the people organize a referendum and they bring out the result, that result is already law. But when they do a plebiscite, it's a consultation of their intention. That's why United Nations gave us a plebiscite, not a referendum. Because we're not going to be engaged just simply by voting. Our intentions, our desires were just consulted in a plebiscite. And we desire to join. And that's why a resolution 1608 followed immediately after the vote, so that prescribing what needed to be done for these two states to join together. So for somebody to say you voted, you decided to join, so you joined. We did not join. It was a plebiscite. It was not a referendum. So nothing happened. We intended to join, and the joining did not take place. So we are still the United Nations British Southern Cameroon Trust Territory. That is what we are, till today. So, so any scammer will be dealt with. Anybody who is trying to tarnish the image of the movement, who is trying to attack us in our strength. See, every military has its strength. When you want to deal with that military, you attack its strength. Our strength is the social media. Our strength is the organizations that are moving this team forward. Our strength are the leaders who have resolved to bring us total freedom. And anybody who organizes himself just to tarnish them, to run them down, to get the worst news he can get against them, and is doing so consistently, is a problem. The way forward, what is making today not to sleep is because of Kakuf. They did not think for once that all the forces that are struggling for the liberation of Southern Cameroon, all the nationalist movements can for one day come together and face one enemy. They did not think that would happen. But that is their greatest headache right now. Then for somebody to rise up and say, he's attacking that initiative, attacking that unity, attacking the people who are working together, attacking the people, you are a problem. You are attacking us in our strength. The only person that can clap for you is La République. The only people who can clap for you when you are attacked is on Skakuf, your attack is on anybody who went to Lagos, any initiative that has been made, have been done for us to come together and work together and create a common platform. You only attack that, you have a problem. You are working for the enemy because it's the enemy that wants to weaken us in our strength. Okay? So I thank God for you, Terry, Apopo. My batteries are out because I'm out here. All right. On that note, I want to leave before my batteries push me out of this place. God bless you as you keep the spirit of the struggle, as you pass on this message and share it as widely as you can. And encourage somebody and make your calls back home. Monday is God's time. God bless you and preserve you. We shall sing our anthem in Boya, not too far from now. God bless you.